Hello, my name is Maite Salcedo, and this is my presentation on bullying and risk factors. These are some general facts about bullying. Between 1 in 4 and 1 in 3 U.S. students say they have been bullied at school. Many fewer have been cyberbullied. The most common are verbal and social bullying. And young people who are perceived as different from their peers are often at a higher risk of being bullied. So, for example, if a group of kids are dressing a certain way or listen to certain kind of music or maybe look up to certain people that aren't socially acceptable, are at a higher risk of being bullied. Generally, just because they're different and they do everything differently. But it could be for a variety of reasons. It doesn't just have to be their clothing or the kind of music that they listen to. It could be something that I haven't mentioned, just about anything that the majority of their peers find to be socially awkward or that something that just doesn't belong. Also, most bullying happens in middle school, and this presentation will be focusing on bullying in middle school just because it happens more often during this time. Cyberbullying, this is arguably the most dangerous form of bullying in my opinion because it is so permanent and it's there for the whole world to see as well as your peers. Students involved in cyberbullying have reported involvement in verbal and physical aggression in school. For example, cursing, kicking, etc. More significantly than students who were not involved in cyberbullying. Although fewer students are being cyberbullied, it still does go on. Today, everything gets posted on the internet, specifically on social medias. For example, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and more. As a result, these children become depressed, violent, suicidal, and turn to substance abuse in order to cope, block out all those negative feelings that they don't want to be feeling, numb out the pain of having to go to school every day knowing that they're going to be physically harmed or, be attacked in a verbal manner. Especially children in middle school who are still not mature enough to handle, that kind of baggage on their own without reaching out for help. And they usually don't reach out for help, unfortunately. And as a result of this repetitive pattern, children can even become suicidal, as I mentioned before. And also being oppressed for being quote unquote different can really take a toll on them. In some cases, these children can become violent and retaliate, sometimes in deadly ways. For example, school shootings. We've been seeing a lot of cases where, these kids are being bullied and they decide to go to school one day with a gun and get even. Unfortunately, that happens more often than it should. And, innocent students are losing their lives because, bullying has taken place in that specific school. Parental involvement is very crucial, and maintaining healthy relationships. Making sure the lines of communication are open and providing a lot of reassurance. Parents can ask a variety of questions to get an indication on how their child's day went. They should also check to see if their child's grades are slipping, and if teachers are maybe sending notes home expressing concerns about their child, or maybe even if there may be some indication on them being bullied. Parents should make their children feel like they can talk to them about anything. Parents should reassure their children about not having to be embarrassed or that they are going to be judged. They should make very sure that they know that if they're ever in trouble, that they can come to them and that they will handle it in an appropriate manner. In this case, it's important that children feel, the keyword is reassured, because, for example, if a child is being cyberbullied and something that they didn't want out there gets out there, what's worse, in an even worse case scenario, if that were to happen, and also if it were something that they wouldn't want their parents to know as well, it would make it 10 times more harder for them to come forth to their parents and, ask them for help. So just maintaining, healthy relationships and making sure that, their child feels reassured and that they're safe to talk about these things is very crucial. Teachers' involvement is also extremely crucial. Teachers should also ask their students questions about how their day is going, and in general get a sense if something like bullying is going on. If they feel like a student is acting out of the ordinary, they should communicate this with the parents immediately. Also, if it is discovered that someone is in fact being bullied, teachers must take appropriate steps when intervening, because sometimes teachers don't intervene in the most appropriate manner, making the situation much worse than it needs to be. I propose that students, teachers, and faculty take a mandatory once-a-month questionnaire. The students would get one that would indicate if they are being bullied or if they are in fact the bully. The teachers and faculty would get one to see if they are educated enough to see the warning signs that a student might be getting bullied and how to help in an appropriate manner. Counselors should also be involved if questionnaire results point to the need for intervention. For example, if a student is being bullied or if a student is the bully, they should each receive counseling services. And if a teacher or teachers or faculty show that they are not educated enough on how to see the warning signs that someone is being bullied, or if someone is in fact the bully, they should also see a counselor on how to better educate themselves. Also, they would also see the counselor to get informed on how to intervene appropriately without making the situation much worse. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed.